We do, of course, have the latest in business and sports as well coming up. Marisha Owiti is our sign language interpreter tonight.
Now let's begin with what some are calling a big deal and others accepting as a mere middle ground.
That's right. County governments will share 258 billion shillings in the 2015-2016 financial year.
Now this comes after the governor sent out feelers last week indicating that they would not be comfortable with the 248 billion shillings figure floated by a treasury then.
Now today's deal that was reached in the presence of Deputy President William Ruto also comes against the backdrop of the governor's pesa mashinani campaign demanding a minimum of 45% of the current national revenue.
The Intergovernmental Budget and Economic Council meeting chaired by Deputy President William Ruto at his current official residence agreed on county's revenue allocation for the next financial year starting July. In the 2014-2015 financial year that ends June 30th, the national government released 229.3 billion shillings in equitable share to county governments. In the next financial year, the equitable share to county governments has been increased by 32 billion shillings.
We've agreed to raise the equitable share to 258 billion. Now that clears the way for us to finalize the documents that we are going to submit to Parliament before the deadline, which is February 15th.
Governors have often complained the allocations are inadequate to transform counties. Through the Pesa Mashinani campaign, the Council of Governors has already drafted a bill that seeks to increase allocations to counties to 45% of their current national revenues. If revenues allocations were to be pegged on proposals in the draft bill by the Council of Governors, county governments will have received an equitable share of 499 billion shillings in the 2015-2016 financial year. The Jubilee administration is strongly opposed to the Pesa Mashinani campaign.
I think we have agreed generally that Pesa Mashinani will be put on hold until further notice. But I think that was not a subject of this meeting.
Yes, it was not discussed.
The rising wage bill and how to tame it was addressed by the Budget and Economic Council. To ensure prudent use of public funds, a proposal has been included in the draft Public Finance Management Regulations that will ensure the total wage bill for the county governments does not exceed 35% of the county's total allocation, both at the executive and assemblies levels.
To conclude the conversation of how to contain the current wage bill, the Ministry of Devolution will convene a meeting within the next 5 days to discuss the progress on the ongoing civil service rationalization program called CAPS at the national and county levels.
When President Uhuru Kenyatta recently launched the government program on leasing of medical equipment in level 4 and level 5 hospitals in all counties, governors skipped the event, claiming they were not consulted. At this special Intergovernmental Budget and Economic Council session, governors agreed to support the program subject to a modalities meeting between the Ministry of Health and Council of Governors.
We as Council of Governors have not been against the medical equipment scheme. Indeed, we approved and agreed at a meeting in Naivasha on the soundness of the idea. What we were only requiring were the details, and we've agreed that we'll look at the details. We'll organize a meeting with the Ministry of Health, and we believe those issues that are pending will be sorted out.
Governors also managed to shield themselves from constant heat directed on county governments over use and misuse of public funds. The session resolved that the control of budget will henceforth release both national and county implementation and progress reports simultaneously. Patrick Amimo, KTN.